Guys, it's not even funny anymore because of what's going on. Once more, the legend, the myth, and the man hit. Jim Cramer tweeted the other day that we should wait until Monday for a bounce. He put this guy right at the top, and Monday has arrived. What took place? Yes, exactly. 100% precision. Guys, he's not kidding. Correct. The devil is behind this. I mean, he's constantly wrong, literally at all times. It then becomes somewhat more sinister at this point. Once more, Jim Cramer strikes. This was just uploaded by him today. It is difficult to erase history. I disagree, even though a lot of people believe that the Mag 7 concentration will bring about our demise. Why? He's referring to this data, folks. Study here that indicates this kind of May to October rise hasn't occurred in the S&P 500 stock market since 1950. Alright, this is a once-in-a-blue-moon occurrence. According to history, momentum like this doesn't usually wane. From November through April, the boom continued, with average gains of around 14%. Alright, so you just want to restrain, guys, because it looks like an explosion is about to happen if history repeats itself. Guys, what is November through April? That's right, we should continue to surge from this month through April. However, it asserts that history is difficult to erase. What does that mean? Oh no, this is referred to as a red alert. Are the sirens visible to you all? You shouldn't fade history since it is difficult to do so. You should follow history, which indicates that each time this has happened, there have been significant profits from selling in May. If that is the case, the market will be in the green from November to April. This time, history ought to be forgotten. Alright, as easy as 1, 2, 3. Guys, that's all this implies, which means most likely between November and April. This is how we're going to go down. This is interesting, but it gets even stranger because wait a minute. Guess who's back in the picture? Michael J. Burry. For the first time in years, Michael Burry tweeted, "There are times when we see bubbles and there is something we can do about it." On the one side, we see Jim Cramer stating that we should continue holding right, and then we should, sometimes the only winning option is not to play. Have faith in history that the stock market will continue to rise until April, but we know he has been mistaken every other time. Now, we have the massive short telling us that the bubbles are going to burst. Are they referring to the collapse? I believe there is at least a chance of a recession. Alright, if he's returning, guys, it's because he made the right move, shorted the entire market before 2008, and made a ton of money. He has made another attempt at that. It appears to be alright. Thus, Michael Burry recently submitted his 13F 11 days ahead of schedule. Why hasn't he done this before? I assume he placed large puts or shorts on Palantir and Nvidia. He's heavily shorting the market, men, because there it is. Correct? Whoa, this is strange. I'm not joking when I say that I have a weird sense that we're going to drop even more in the upcoming month. Yes, solely due to that tweet from Jim Cramer. In addition, we have all the other things on top of the tweets, people. Yes, the clues. According to Robert Kiyosaki, a huge crash is about to happen. It will wipe off millions. Take precautions. Ethereum, Bitcoin, gold, and silver. Nope. That's why investors will protect you. Take care. He's saying that something crazy is coming, guys. It's likely going to be a recession, if not a depression, but something worse than X. If you hold gold, silver, and Bitcoin, Ethereum, you probably know which of these assets gets hit the hardest during these crises. These assets aren't even secure. I apologize. The problem is that I have no idea why he would say this. He is aware that it is not difficult to understand if you simply glance at the charts. Therefore, I'm not sure why he's deceiving people with this notion. When things are busy and chaotic, gold and silver make excellent investments. Then, according to Kim.com, did you purchase Bitcoin cash, gold, and silver when I advised you to? If you did, congratulations. The markets will crash, so it's still possible to buy. Kim.com, on the other hand, shares our situation. Purchase silver and gold. Similarly to Robert Kiyosaki, purchase gold and silver. Michael Burry is the same, correct? The distinction here, though, is that I'm not sure why they keep introducing altcoins. It's XRP for us, correct? We are aware that this would be true. It's XRP for us. This will separate from all other asset classes during the crash and is what I refer to as a safe haven asset. They all think that the markets will crash, and we do too, but everything will fall while XRP soars. How can we now be certain that it will occur on schedule? Indeed, when you gaze up at the stars, do you notice the brightest star in the sky, the North Star? That's Warren Buffett, then, the Warren Buffett indicator. He is actually there as a sign of why, as he is breaking. Berkshire Hathaway, owned by Warren Buffett, reports a record high cash balance of $381.7 billion. Warren Buffett, what is going on? That's insane. He has about $500 billion, and after this crash, he will practically pour all of his money into stocks and other businesses, buying up everything. Because of how inexpensive everything will be during the crash and how he will become a trillionaire after it, he will become like BlackRock. I'm serious. He is hoarding so much because of this. For the 7th consecutive quarter, Buffett sold stock worth a net minus $6.1 billion. Berkshire has stopped repurchasing stock. Whoa, therefore they are not purchasing any stocks. Alright, or repurchasing their own stock, or anything else, as he is aware of what is coming. He's a true insider, isn't that right? He is in collusion with BlackRock and the Federal Reserve. Alright, so they provided him with inside information, but it's all right in front of you. You make the decision to listen if you want to. You do not, if you do not. Therefore, the biggest recession and crash since 1930 is not yet here, but it will happen soon. The market capitalization of all 30 publicly traded firms worldwide is currently less than Warren Buffett's cash holdings. For what reason is Buffett waiting? 22,000. However, even though the trend is increasing, there is no need to even consider this. Let's just look at 2020, okay? 2020 seems to be the year that he was out of everything. He had over $100 billion in cash at its peak, which he then put into the markets during the recession and other events. Since then, he has been removing money from the markets at an absurdly rapid pace. This is going parabolic, which has never happened before. Alright, this will most likely reach 500 billion before the collapse, which looks like this. People, that's how this is going to go. I'm serious, am I right? Okay. So this is where things get interesting, because the cash balance and cash on hand will go all the way down, but less than 100 billion. Consider this analysis to be a real chart. The cryptocurrency is currently at zero, and will rise to a value of $1, $5, and $10, 50, 100, 500, 1,000 now. What is that? A parabola. Parabolas typically finish magnificently. Isn't it back to the average, back to its origin? He will therefore pour all of his liquidity into the markets, as this thing will rise a little bit more before collapsing in that manner. He will achieve the status of a trillionaire when the crash occurs. What does Berkshire Hathaway's recent announcement that it is halting stock buybacks mean? They're not repurchasing any stocks. It is quite noisy when Buffett refuses to purchase equities while holding $380 billion. Warning, something is about to break. Correct? Take a look at this. Buffett continues to sell equities in order to profit from Berkshire Hathaway's profits. Correct? It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Thus they keep raising money and currently have $381 billion. I vividly recall the historic deal that Warren Buffett struck with Goldman Sachs in 2008 using his cash pile. Whoa, that's his strategy here. He is most likely going to save large institutions that are collapsing or on the verge of going bankrupt. It will be quite affordable. These will be the most outrageous bargains. Whoa, he's getting ready for something exciting. Correct? Conversely, some claim that although he has been growing his cash position over the past 15 years, things are different now, since they are going parabolic. Before it rose gradually from 2000 to 2010, but now it is parabolic. Do you guys notice the difference? Since it appears like his fear is growing every day. Alright. Which certainly makes sense. However, that is the reason why gold has been increasing. It is now taking a break. Personally, I believe that, as we previously said, this thing will come down here. Cryptos will blow up when it gets down there. Alright, cryptocurrency is about to take off. When gold does this, the excess piece will return to 3